What's up? It's Josh here with the Cows Den podcast. If you have watched our latest episode, we talked about how we're doing a bracket for superheroes, Marvel heroes. We're starting with Marvel heroes versus DC heroes. We are going to do a Marvel villains versus DC villains, but as of right now, we're just doing the heroes. It's a 64-man bracket or person bracket. I know Matt put up a video of his. He divided it into 4 zones, 16, 16, 16, and 16. His balanced pretty much towards Marvel, and mine's balanced towards DC. I know he mentioned that I'm kind of rolling the stronger DC versus the weaker Marvel, while he did the stronger Marvel versus the weaker DC. So my picks so far definitely came out more DC, and you'll see why. Like if you see who I've got, majority of these are no contest. So I don't have a nice bracket up. I know Matt's got the actual bracket, so I don't have a nice sheet to like show it off. So I'm just gonna say my round one here was the Flash versus Daredevil. And I almost feel like I don't even have to explain myself on this one. I chose the Flash because I feel like Daredevil, don't get me wrong, Daredevil can kick some ass, but I mean, Flash is just on a whole nother level. I'm sorry. And I mean, like I said, I almost don't even feel like I should have to explain myself. I feel like he would literally run circles around him. And I don't think it would be even contest. I think Flash would just destroy him. Second one here turned out to be a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. We've got Supergirl versus Wolverine. This was really difficult for me because, like, I am not a huge fan of Supergirl. I love DC, but I'm not personally a huge fan of Supergirl, and I am a huge fan of Wolverine. So I was rooting for Wolverine, and I tried and I tried to find a way. Let me just say that Matt set this up. So he was talking about how we've kind of based it on a basketball size, like room arena kind of area, like basketball gym size. So given those situations, like I couldn't find any way that Logan could find, like, exploit a weakness in Supergirl. Supergirl's only weaknesses are basically the same as Superman's. So unless Logan magically got a hold of some kryptonite, which I highly doubt that he could going into this. So unless he could, I mean, it's all given circumstance. I believe that there was no prep time for this. This is just sort of you're locked in here with someone, you don't know who it is, suddenly boom, here you are. Okay, given that, I picked Supergirl. I think Supergirl eventually would be able to just rip him apart. I know adamantium is unbreakable, but at the same time, she's a fucking alien, so I'd be willing to bet she could find a way to pull him apart, break him down, and kill him. So yeah, that sucked for me because I wanted Logan to win. I wanted Wolverine to win, but I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Supergirl's just stronger. She just is. I'm sorry. The next one I had was Shazam versus Colossus. Colossus, again, with the metal skin. He's strong. He's tough. He's a big dude. Of course, he could put up a fight. But at the end of the day, I mean, Shazam is, I mean, given the fact that I guess I don't know whether they're inside or outside, and I don't know if that makes a difference in terms of Shazam calling in his powers. He would have to, we're talking about him as Shazam, though, not as Billy. So, I mean, he has to already be as Shazam, in which case Shazam has very electrical-based powers, and Colossus is metal. So I feel like that's just, he would electrocute the shit out of him, but not to mention the super strength. It'd be a hell of a fight, don't get me wrong, but I think Shazam would come out on top of this. So Shazam wins in my version here. So next round is Zatanna versus the Human Torch, and again, I feel like it's just a given. I feel like I almost shouldn't even have to explain myself on this one. But Zatanna is magic based. She can easily call in spells. And I feel like she could easily bring a water spell on a Human Torch and just douse him out and then fuck him up. I don't think Zatanna would have a problem at all taking out Human Torch. So the next one is actually, I think this would have been a hell of a fight, and I would love to see it. The next one is Batman versus Gambit. Now, granted, you could say, oh, they were shoved into a room, but you know, Gambit's gonna have his cards. He's gonna have something to be able to throw at him that's projectile, that can explode, which would mean Batman's gonna have his utility belt. Which, I mean, in that case, I'm sorry, dude, just Batman's gonna win. Batman's gonna win. I mean, it would be a hell of a fight. They're both really good fighters. They're both really good, like trained fighters, you know. So they both would fight really well, and I really think Gambit would put up a hell of a fight. I think there'd be lots of explosions. I think it'd be big and epic and cool to see. But ultimately, I think Bruce would do it. I think Bruce would take out Gambit. So I got Batman winning that one. So the next one, this was probably the hardest one I had to do out of these. It was Dr. Fate versus Deadpool. Now, oh, this one was rough. This one was super hard, and I went back and forth multiple times. I was like, Deadpool would win. No, Dr. Fate would win. No, Deadpool would win. No, Dr. Fate would win. So it's like there's reasons behind both of them. You know, you could argue, oh, Deadpool can't die. Even if he's down to a single cell, he could find a way to regenerate. It's like, okay, but let's say his body was destroyed. I mean, the fight would at least be over. I mean, no, he wouldn't kill him. Okay, anyway, what it boils down to is I had to actually look up Dr. Fate's powers to see if there were any specific powers that he could use against Deadpool, as well as any weaknesses that Deadpool had, versus, obviously, Deadpool's powers, if there's anything that Dr. Fate would have. And this came out to, once I found out that that Dr. Fate has the ability to spellcast, that kind of killed it for me. I feel like that's where he wins, because I found out the only time the only real times that Deadpool has died, there was, I believe, 2 times that I found out. One, his body was entirely dipped in acid after he was killed. His body was just literally boiled down to nothing, so there wasn't even an atom left to revive from. And that one did work. He died. He came back as a ghost, but he still died. And then the other time was lava. He accidentally fell in lava or something to that effect. And again, boiled him down, burned him down to a single atom, below, you know, not even a single atom left. And I believe that, again, once you throw in spellcasting magic and stuff like that, I can't help but feel like, couldn't Dr. Fate just come up with some sort of acid spell? Like, he could create a vat of acid and fucking throw him in it. Couldn't he come up with some sort of magma-related spell that just could burn Deadpool's body? So that's kind of where I landed. I went with Deadpool at first, and I was stuck on this because I was just like, there's no way you can kill Deadpool. But at the same time, once I found out Deadpool has died, the ways he's died, and once I found out that Dr. Fate can spellcast, to me, that spelled out Dr. Fate's win. So I picked Dr. Fate. Alright, so the next one, this is probably the easiest one. I was concerned that this was going to be difficult. This one was going to be difficult, but then I clicked in my head, and this one turned out to be pretty easy. So we have Martian Manhunter versus Ghost Rider. Now, if you don't know, Martian Manhunter's one real weakness is fire. And, I mean, Ghost Rider. So, yeah, Ghost Rider wins. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to go any further on that. Ghost Rider wins. He's literally made of hellfire. So, done. Finally, we have Wonder Woman versus Blade. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I think this would be a good fight. I think you know, it'd be back and forth, strength wise. I think they'd do some damage to each other, but ultimately, dude, I mean, Blade can be half vampire all he fucking wants to. Wonder Woman's a fucking goddess. You know, she literally has the blood of all the old gods in her, whatever. So, half vampire versus a god. I'm sorry. I'm calling it. I think Wonder Woman would win. So, there was really, you know, me and Matt talked about, it's ironic because Matt has only one DC winner out of his picks, and I have only one Marvel winner out of my picks. So, so moving on, we've got the Flash, Supergirl, Shazam, Zatanna, Batman, Dr. Fate, Ghost Rider, and Wonder Woman are moving on to the next round. Now, again, I don't have the bracket in front of me, so I would assume that that means it's going to be Flash versus Supergirl, which is going to be an insane run. Shazam versus Zatanna, which is going to be an insane fight. Ooh, and if it goes like this, then Batman versus Dr. Fate is going to be rough. I don't know, man. Bruce might have to tap out after the next round. We'll see. And then it would be Ghost Rider or Wonder Woman. Like I said, I'm not sure if that's how he's got it set up, but yeah. So here we go. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. All right. So those are my winners. Those are my picks for this week. Well, I'm not sure how we're gonna play this out. I know each week we're gonna pick. I'm pretty sure next week we'll just pick the following zones, the other zones, to get done with round 1. And then when we move on to round 2, we might start taking it fight by fight, so we can actually have straight up discussions about each fight and who each of us would pick. But for now, those are my picks. Those are my picks for the first round. So, ooh, you know, we'll see you next week. I know this is all meant to be my picks for the freaking tournament, but I also want to point out, you know, I know I've constantly talked up Robert Kirkman. I know I've constantly talked up Image, but this week came Rick Grimes, the Skybound X issue 3. If you guys get a chance, if any of you get a chance, check it out. I swear, dude, the Rick Grimes 2000 story is just getting more and more insane every week, and there's only 2 issues left after this week, so I cannot wait to see how it ends. So that's my random recommendation that I threw in there. All right, guys. Later.